everybody. Welcome back to Sandy's house, where ingredients and taste meet. And B and I are here with another recipe for you. Today we will be baking a white Texas sheet cake. So this is a very quick recipe, so let's get started. Okay, everybody. As you can see, we don't have on our aprons today because we are rocking our ugly Christmas sweaters.
Very ugly.
I think your sweater is cute. No? All right. So let's get into the cake, I guess. Okay, so we've got 2 sticks of butter. We're going to put in our pan here, and we're going to melt that down with 1 cup of water. Okay. We're going to stir this around until it's all melted.
So why you say this is a Texas cake?
It's a white Texas sheet cake.
So why is it called that when you're not doing it in the mixer?
Okay, so there's 2 questions there, so I'm going to answer them separately.
Okay.
So we're not doing this in the mixer. Normally, when you are baking a cake or cookies, you use the creaming method, and your butter is softened, and you beat the butter and the sugar first so that the sugar can beat into the butter, right? That's why it's softened, and that's what creates this airy texture. But with this particular cake, the method is a little different. We're melting the butter in water over hot heat first. And the cake is gonna be so nice and moist and just yummy, yummy, yummy. Now, the second part of your question is, it's called a white Texas sheet cake because there's also a chocolate version of it. This particular cake is known to have emerged during the 20th century in the American South. And the theory is that the name comes from its large size, which replicates or mirrors the size of Texas, because Texas is a big state, right? Mm-hmm. So the Texas sheet cake, because the sheet pan is usually about 18 by 13 inches. Mm-hmm. So it's a pretty big cake. Oh. And Texas apparently has been known for doing things on a grand scale. Oh. So that's where it got its name, and it became popular when it showed up in cookbooks and people were taking this cake to potlucks and funerals and community events because it was so good. Everybody was baking it. It was featured in magazines and things like that. It also has pecans in it, and the pecan tree is the official state tree for Texas.
Oh,
yeah. So there are a lot of components that relate to Texas, which is why it got its name, the Texas sheet cake. We're making the white version of it, but there is a chocolate version as well. Okay, so this is ready. So what we're gonna do here is move over here. I'm gonna move actually I can just put everything in over here. So we've got 2 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda. I'm gonna mix it all together so it'll be easier to mix. I'm gonna leave this on while I combine all of this. Can you take this out for me? Hold on to that. We've got a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and we've got 2 cups of sugar, 2 eggs at room temperature, a teaspoon of vanilla, and a 1/2 cup of sour cream. This is the magic ingredient, which is going to make this cake so nice and soft and moist.
The sour cream?
The sour cream.
I don't know about that. I don't like sour.
Y'all know, every time we record, I have to make a believer out of A&B. So we're going to stir in our flour and our sugar. We've got 2 cups of sugar here. We're going to stir all of that in. We're going to add our eggs one at a time. Want to hold that for me? Awesome. stir in our vanilla, and lastly, the sour cream. We're gonna give this a good mix, and then it's ready to go in a sheet pan.
Already?
Already, that's it. Okay, so as you can see, we've got our sheet pan. This isn't 18 by 13. This is more of 14 by 11 roughly. And I lined it with parchment paper. It's not necessary that you do that, but I just think for easy cleanup, I always line my stuff with parchment paper. This is an offset spatula. So I'm gonna take this and smooth it out so that we get it as even as possible. We want it to bake evenly. So we're going to use this offset spatula to make sure that we spread it out. Okay, so we're ready to put this in the oven. One thing I forgot to mention is this recipe calls for almond extract. I didn't have any almond extract, and I don't really like the flavor of almond extract, so I substituted with vanilla.
Oh, okay.
So you can make whatever substitutions you need. If you want more of a lemony flavor, you can use lemon extract. Okay, our cake is out of the oven. It looks really good, huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's gonna be good. And B is going to make the icing that's gonna go on the top. She's got 1 stick of butter. We're gonna turn the heat on for her. She's got 1 stick of butter, and she's got 1/4 cup of milk. She's gonna add her milk to the pot and cook that together. All right. And she's got a teaspoon of vanilla. Again, this recipe calls for a teaspoon of almond extract. Do you like almond extract? Mm-hmm. I don't like it either. So we're using vanilla, but if you like almond, go for it. Once the butter and the milk melts, then I'll start adding the powdered sugar. The recipe calls for 4.5 cups of powdered sugar. That's a lot of powdered sugar, I think. So we're gonna add it incrementally and taste it so that it's not too sweet. We don't want it too sweet.
But we want to taste the sugar.
But we want to taste the sugar, but we don't want it overly sweet. And this is where when you're baking this cake or anything, you might make adjustments. The recipe may call for one thing, but you may want to add more or less of something. And that's how you make the recipe your own. Once we get everything incorporated, we'll add the pecans at the end. Okay? It's gonna melt pretty quickly. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna pour the hot glaze right over the cake. Now, if you're making this cake to take somewhere, I recommend that you bake it in one of those baking pans that come with a lid. So I would bake it in that. If you're baking it for home, you can line your sheet pan with parchment paper and do it the way that I did it. But if you want it to be nice and pretty and all that kind of stuff, then I would bake it in a different cake pan that you can travel with.
I might become a cook one day.
You are doing great. You made what, smothered pork chops the other day?
Yeah. They were good.
She made a smothered pork chop meal the other day with the homemade gravy. She made the roux and everything. She called for a little advice, but but she made it happen. Okay, we're just gonna add this a little bit at a time. You want this glaze to be thick. You don't want it to be loose. Because once it hits the hot cake, it's going to melt right into it. Okay, so now you're going to add the pecans. You can turn the fire off.
All of them?
You just add them all in there and mix it up real good. Once you get that mixed up real good, you're gonna come over here. You're gonna pour it on top of the cake. And then I'm gonna just use the offset spatula to even it out.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
All right. So we're pouring the hot glaze right on top of this cake.
Okay.
All right.
You got to let it cool before you cut it, huh?
No, we can cut it right now.
Oh, you cut? Okay.
Yeah, while it's hot. So
why don't you cut me a piece? Let me see what it tastes like.
See what it tastes like. Got a plate right here. Look at that. Look how.
That's big enough now.
Look at this. Look how moist that looks. Doesn't that look yummy?
Let me see how yummy it is. I'll hold it.
Why do you have to hold it?
Tastes pretty good, huh? Even if you did put whipped cream in it. Wasn't it whipped cream?
It was sour cream.
Oh. Yeah, it's good.
It's very good. It's very, very good. Look at that.
Well, I'll eat the rest of this. You don't need more.
Okay. Listen, this is how we do it at Sandy's house. This cake is delicious. You gotta give it a try. It's good, huh? Awesome.
I'll give it an A+.
Oh, thank you very much, ma'am. As usual, I want to leave you with this blessing. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord protect you. May the Lord smile upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord show you his favor and give you his peace as only he can. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.
Bye.
Holiday.
We don't have to need all that.